Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode. Today, I want to get a little bit deep and talk about narcissism as it relates to being a victim. Now, there are plenty of narcissists out in the world. We all know that. Uh, I think honestly, I didn't even really know how many they actually were up until like maybe a few years ago. I mean, man, I mean, especially since like COVID happened and that that whole thing. I think it's become more. I think it's become more common than it used to be. I think narcissism, for the most part, has a lot to do with mental illness. People that are narcissists, they're not they're not okay. There's something wrong with them. Just because you see the false bravado and they seem to talk up a big game, and they're always the victim. People are always hurting them. People are always betraying them. It's all, they're damaged people. They're broken. But at the same time, I think the word narcissist is being abused so much that it's started to lose its meaning over the years. And it's gone to the point now where people that are narcissists are calling other people narcissists just because they say something that they disagree with, or they live a completely different lifestyle than they live a completely different lifestyle than them. They want better for themselves. They want to make more money. They want more status. They want their work, and they want their accomplishments to be recognized by other people. Not again, not in a narcissistic way, but like you want other people to see your gifts. You want other people to see what you have to bring to the table. It has nothing to do with stroking your ego. It doesn't have anything to do with being a narcissist. It's just human nature, you know. But people are just calling other people narcissists without even really knowing what that term means, which I think is very dangerous, because then it becomes difficult to weed out the people that actually are narcissists, people that are actually out to hurt other people, people that see themselves in this glorified, grandiose fashion. These people are being overlooked. These people aren't being paid attention to anymore. And there's a lot of people like that out there, but we tend to paint people, I'm sure that there's thousands of people that think that people that are celebrities, people that are popular, people that have affected some kind of change into our society. I'm sure that there's thousands of people that think that Joe Rogan is a narcissist. I'm sure that there's people that think that Tucker Carlson is a narcissist. The people think that Jocko is a narcissist, and they think that the Rock is a narcissist. They think that Dr. Phil and any big name out there, these people are automatically narcissists because they're famous. They've got a lot of money. They've made a name for themselves. They have a resume going back decades. They have a they they have a lot to bring to the table. They have a lot of gifts. They have a lot of talents. Those people are complete narcissists. Now, I'm not saying whether they are or whether they aren't, but what you guys have to understand is that there's a difference between having a healthy ego and being narcissistic. Usually people that legitimately are narcissistic tend to envy those, or envy is not the right word, but they tend to be very jealous of people that have more than them, that have more popularity than them. It's an insecurity thing. And I know, because I've been there. I've been insecure. I've been jealous. And it's not a very sustainable way to live your life. It's a very toxic way to live your life, because what you're doing by doing that is you're not taking away from the people that are already successful and that already have a lot of money and already have a lot of recognition. What you're doing is you're stealing away from yourself. And in turn, you're just draining the energy out of other people, because you really are that insecure. You really are that hopelessly lost, that you just cannot believe that, you know, people like Joe Rogan or people like The Rock or people like you know, Bradley Cooper or whoever, fill in the blank. You just cannot believe that there's people out there like that have it made, that have paid their dues, that have earned their way, that have fought tooth and nail to get to where they are right now. You sit around and you think, well, you know, those people, you know, their dad was in the FBI, their parents were involved in the CIA, you know, their parents, they lived this total Beverly Hills 90210 lifestyle when they were kids, and that's how they were able to get ahead. And all these different and all these bullshit excuses that people come up with to justify their own shortcomings, you know, to make themselves feel okay about being a Monday morning quarterback, you know, just sitting around pointing fingers at other people and judging people that are where they want to be. And it's not always necessarily that's actually where they want to be. It's not even necessarily that they want the clout or they want the recognition or that they want, you know, like the money and all the different material things that come with it. It's not that at all. It's just that they don't want to see other people in those seats. They don't want to see other people doing better than they are. Those are not narcissists. Maybe there's a handful of successful people that are narcissists. I don't doubt that. But it's a deserved ego. There's a difference between being narcissistic and having a deserved ego. Narcissists have this very false sense of humility. And what I mean by that is they like to grandstand and they like to brag about how, you know, how you know, lower class they are, and how, you know, being at the lower end of the totem pole somehow makes them powerful or somehow makes them enlightened. It doesn't. Usually people like that, for the most part, are very, very petty. They're very insecure. They are not these martyrs that they claim to be. They are very selfish. They like to see people that are victims. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up really quick. I was listening to a little bit of Jocko's podcast. This is probably an old one, but he was talking to his guest about some research that was done. He was talking about Ted Bundy, how when Ted Bundy would go after his victims, he was very selective about it. Meaning he would point people out just based off of how they carry themselves. And when I say people, I mean women, the women that he victimized. He would point out women, you know, just based on, you know, how they walked, if, you know, their facial expressions, how they carry themselves. He could easily point women like that out and say, and automatically they're an easy target for him. Because people like that are narcissists, especially people that are covert narcissists, like to target people like that. They like to target on easy prey. They like to put people like that under their foot and stomp on their face. They're like little mini authoritarians. They feel powerless, so they feel like they have to project their power onto somebody that it has very low self-esteem, that doesn't feel good about themselves, has a lot of trauma. So you just got to be very careful. I guess what I'm trying to say is make a very clear distinction between people that are narcissists versus people that just have a healthy ego because they deserved it. You have to have some level of ego in order to get ahead in life. That's just the truth. You have to have some level of delusion. You have to be a little delusional at times. Otherwise, we wouldn't have innovators like Elon Musk or like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates, or even Joe Rogan. We wouldn't have people like that. So anyway, I just wanted to I just wanted to clarify what is different between a narcissist and someone who isn't a narcissist. And by the way, if someone is just outright calling you a narcissist, it's probably because they're the narcissist in the relationship. They're projecting. Someone who isn't a narcissist won't do that. And if you have to ask the question, am I a narcissist? You're not. Trust me when I tell you, you're not. And if you want to talk to your therapist about it, he or she will tell you the same thing. And if you have a good support system, they're going to tell you the same thing. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy. You're not this piece of shit that this other person is trying to paint you out to be. Ignore all of that nonsense. I only say that to you guys because I love you, and I want to see myself do great, and I want to see other people do great and thriving and happy and kicking ass in life. That's all I could ever hope for. So anyway, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you again soon, and I love you. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And like always, I will talk to you guys again soon.